Welcome to our bi-weekly series called Ask the Experts. My name is Frank Binder, and I am the broker-owner of Royal LePage Binder Real Estate. The COVID-19 outbreak is one of the most urgent challenges Canada has faced in recent memories. Banks in Canada have needed to step up to help home buyers throughout our country work through these difficult times. They've had to come up with comprehensive programs to make positive differences for those who need their help and support. Today, we welcome Joe Bondy, a mortgage specialist with Royal Bank of Canada, to talk to us about a wide range of lending and mortgage solutions available to home buyers during these challenging times. Welcome, Joe. Listen, welcome, Joe. We've known each other for quite a while. By the way, congratulations again being in the top 1% of RBC mortgage specialists across the country. That seems to be a pretty much a repetitive thing for you anymore, but it's good to see that. And we know that you work with an awful lot of our sales agents and support them as well, and we appreciate that. How long have you been at this? Can you give us a sense of what how long you've been doing working as a mortgage specialist? How long have you been at the business?
This is my 16th year of being a mortgage specialist. My 12th year at RBC. I started at another financial institution, and then RBC came a knocking when I started disrupting the industry. So they made me an offer I can't refuse, and here I am.
You've been happy ever since, hopefully, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Good. Yeah. Listen, you've been at this obviously with RBC, and there's obviously some difference makers between RBC and other institutions. What really changes it up for you in terms of a competition that you're dealing with? I'm sure that other people look at other institutions as well as yourself in obtaining a mortgage. Give us a sense of what the differences are or why people come to you for those differences.
Well, there's a couple of different reasons. One is our firm approvals. When we give you a commitment, it's 100% a firm approval. We've done all the checks of your income. We've done an appraisal on the property. So this place is going to close no matter what at the end of the day. So that's one major thing that differentiates RBC and us from everybody else, is that we give you that solid commitment. Even if you are building a condo that doesn't close for 2 years, we're approving you today and holding that for 2 years, no matter what happens in your life. So that gives people a lot of certainty, and they feel comfortable dealing with us. The other thing we do really well is our collaboration amongst our partners. So when we look at it, we don't just look at a mortgage. I'm just not a guy who looks at your mortgage. I look at your whole financial picture. Can we save you money on your banking fees? Do you need a commercial relationship? How about your investments? Let's talk about that. And then, I become the quarterback, and then I pull in different partners to help, save the client ultimately more money than just a couple of percentage points on an interest rate. So
you're going to look at my whole financial structure in a sense and kind of make suggestions with regard to how I should operate and how I should maybe pay this off or do this or whatever the case might be. So you're giving me an awful lot more advice than just getting a mortgage, right?
Exactly. Like if you were going to put down, 25% on a mortgage for some reason, but you're holding 10 grand in credit card debt at 19%, I'm going to say put down 20%, take a little bigger mortgage and get rid of that 19%.
And save some money. Absolutely. And save some money. Absolutely. It makes perfect sense. Is there any particular product that stands out amongst the products that you offer your clients that you think is really important to talk about today?
We have what's called a home line, and that's everybody has a mortgage and a line of credit. The nice thing about our home line is it allows you to segment it off 5 different ways on the mortgage side, 5 different ways on the line of credit side. So it becomes a real investment tool for the future. As you pay down your mortgage, the line of credit side grows. You can then grow an arm off of it. Everything's in first position too. It's not like a first mortgage and a second mortgage. And so you could divide this up. You can become your own bank at the end of the day as you pay down your house. So you can use your house as an asset to invest, where you can, borrow the down payment from the equity in this home line. You can buy a car with the equity in this home line. It gives you a lot of flexibility. And once you're approved for it, you don't have to ask permission. You don't have to be working or making X amount of dollars. The money's at your fingertips. So So that's a real unique product to us that people use all the time and just love it.
I remember when I bring my clients to mortgage specialists or in the day to the bank, one of the biggest concerns with the people is going to the bank and making sure they could get the mortgage. But what if they don't get the mortgage? What if they get declined for a mortgage? It's not the end of the world, is it? It's obviously a fixable thing potentially. Can you just address that a bit?
Yeah. So basically, what we do is I look at the full financial picture. If it can't be done by me, I help the client with a roadmap on how to get there. Say they're in the middle of a bankruptcy, but they're going to finish at the end of the year. Then I tell them, about reestablishing new credit and keep that clean for the next 2 years so that you become mortgageable in the future. So we give them a roadmap and the proper advice because, I've been doing this for 16 years, but I'll probably do it for another 16 years with my young kids at home.
As long as you like it, right? As long as you love it, exactly. That's the key.
Exactly. Yeah. And alternatively, we do have our alternate mortgage systems, so our AMS, and there are B lenders and private money. So we have a division and arm of RBC that if I can't do it myself, I outsource it to my colleagues, and then they source the mortgage. So
you just channel it somewhere else.
Yeah. And usually, when you have to go to B lending, your rate's higher. So you take that for 1 to 2 years, paired with the advice that I give you. Right. That means in 2 years' time, we bring you back, and then you get the preferred rates and everything. So
sure, that makes perfect sense. At least they have they at least have a plan to go forward and do some things and then maybe fix it over a period of time. So that's a great thing. I don't think a lot of people understand that. How do you work through the type of craziness that we have in the market right now in terms of trying to get people who need to get a mortgage a house at the end of the day?
Well, first off, we pre-approve them so they know what their price range is to go shopping in. Yeah. And then once they actually find a place, I have to always tell people to put a finance condition in, no matter what. Right. I probably field 25 phone calls every week. Can I go cash? Can I go cash? Yeah. The answer is always no, because I know nothing about the property. I haven't appraised the property. The client could be aces and just wonderful, but if we don't like the property, say it's a power of sale, there's no kitchen in there, or there's tires buried in the backyard, I don't know, all kinds of things can happen. The client's great. We'll say you're approved, just not for that property. But if they went in with a cash offer, they got to figure out a way to buy it. And that could lead them into either getting sued at the end of the day or having to pay an exorbitant amount of interest in order to qualify for this mortgage, right? But we do things when we have enough time. Like the market's crazy right now. A rush deal for me is taking 4 to 5 days to get approved, where it used to take, 24 hours maximum. Right. Yeah. Right. But it's not just Windsor that's crazy. It's all of Canada that's going nuts right now. Yeah. So
I was talking to my sales agents too, Joe, just recently, because I learned that there's, it seems that particularly in high ratio financing, that type of financing where you're involving CMHC or Genworth or those folks, it's taking longer. They're doing more appraisals of properties than they used to. I mean, they used to approve it much more quickly, but right now, because of the way pricing is going at such a rapid rate, they're being much more cautious in terms of taking risks and so on and so forth, and sending it off to the appraisers. So I've talked to my salespeople about giving more time, taking a bit more time to make sure that this can be done, right? In terms of that, is that what you're experiencing as well?
Yeah, I mean, we still get some situations where it'll auto approve through the insurers, Sagen, which used to be Genworth, CMHC, or Canada Guarantee. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, we're seeing a lot of drive-by appraisals or desktops even. Yeah. The market's moved up too fast that the appraisers can't keep up with the values of the house, right? So something's going for 200 grand over list. And that's the thing that agents are not aware of is, yes, they're getting this feeding frenzy by underlisting this property, but the insurers are saying, well, it's going for 150 above list. That's not normal for Windsor. We need a full appraisal on this. Exactly. Whereas if it was listed, somewhat closer to what it's going to sell for, the insurers will be, okay, it's only 20 grand above list and there was 18 offered. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But when you're doing 100 grand, 150 grand, that's what's triggering them every time.
I've always told my selling agents, the person who lists the house, you better double check to make sure that they've got their financing. What's the best advice I can give them in terms of checking on that, not for just the buyer's sake, but also for the seller's sake, to say, yeah, this is going to close at the end of the day. Is there any sense of that?
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Like, we issue our golden tickets or our firm approvals, right?
Yeah.
So what I always tell listing agents is, why don't you ask them for their proof of funds? They're coming in with a cash offer. Oh, my guys are great. You're going to trust somebody you don't even know?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to put your clients at risk and wait 3 months for the closing. Yeah. And then it may not close. And then all of a sudden you got to relist it, put them under stress. They got to move to another place. They don't get their bridge loan. Like, it's scary stuff. So you should be asking for proof of funds. And I mean, when I hand out a golden ticket, I'll send it to the agents. The agents will call me, and with the client's permission, I tell them, these guys are good. They're solid. You know, and a lot of times some of your agents have even come out and said, you know, I wasn't the highest offer, but because I had one of your approvals, they decided to go with us because we know it's going to close.
Okay. Maybe you want to talk about your team. Give me a sense of give the sense to the public of the award that you won, that I am aware that you won. So, and you've done that a number of times now. So I think it's important for them to realize that we've got a guy like you in our own community here that stands out amongst the group in Canada.
Oh, thank you, Frank. My team and I, so my team is Sherry McTavish and my brother Ron Bondy, as well as we have 3 associates that serve us in Hannah, Amber, and Vienna. And they're just fabulous. They work 24/7 around the clock when you need them. We actually finished number 2 in the country last year, which is top 1%. That was the 7th year we've done that now. Yeah. And it's not about me or the team. It's all of our partners, your agents, our colleagues at RBC who will help us, get a loan approved in order to put this deal together to help pay down and lower their monthly obligations. And so it's a real collaborative effort. Nobody does it alone. I always say that. I have a whole team, and I thank each and every one of them. And whenever I post about the awards, I thank all of Windsor and Essex County because, we don't have the big ticket items like the Toronto market does, but we compete on a national level, right? Yeah. We're beating out Toronto, we're beating out Vancouver here in Windsor. So
and that speaks volumes. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because that speaks volumes. For you to be in the top 5, and I know you've been there a number of times, and just to be in the top 5 people in the country speaks volumes about Windsor. I mean, and the business that you're able to attract in a smaller community. We're not the largest city by far in the country, so it speaks volumes to that. I do appreciate the fine work that you do. I have an awful lot of sales agents that speak highly of you. So, and of RBC, we've collaborated a lot over the last time, both on even in the charities that we do together. So we're very thankful to have that relationship. One last thing, I've got a bit of a question with regard to if I want to buy something out of the country. So I want to buy that Florida property, or want to buy something like that. Can you help me?
Absolutely, we can. We have RBC USA. We also have RBC in the Caribbean, or Caribbean, however you want to say it. So anybody looking to buy in the USA, the way it works over there is you got to be licensed in each individual state. I think we're licensed in 48 out of the 50 states or whatnot. So we can pretty much finance any property you want to buy in the USA. Also, we have Barbados, Grand Cayman, the Bahamas. We can finance properties over there, Trinidad and Tobago. So we have lots of options. Anybody who wants to buy over there. The nice thing is we use your Canadian credit to qualify you over there.
That's good. Yeah.
So if you're going to buy in the States, you can actually buy with 20% down. Now, if somebody from the States wants to buy over here, more often than not, they need 35% down. Yeah. The cool thing is you can use your property here for the down payment, and then finance the balance of the funds in the USA, so you minimize your exchange rate risk.
Obviously, the biggest problem that anybody would have is credit going over there when you're not a known entity in the United States. To be able to carry this transaction through a bank, a Canadian bank, fabulous approach to it. I don't think enough people know about it, quite frankly, where they can look to. Hopefully, they'll get to know more of it because of today's session that we're having. But I want to thank you.
Just the one thing, you can talk to your agent here in Windsor. Come through us, and we can hook them up with an agent down in Florida, for instance.
That's true.
And they have a reciprocal relationship, and your clients are going to be in good hands because they're getting an RBC approved realtor in Florida.
I constantly get requests from Florida agents to try to send clients down there, but quite frankly, this is a much better way to do it. Get your financing together, because you have to get it. You have to be qualified anyways. Get your financing together, go down there. We know who we deal with, and just refer to the people that we deal with. It's a fabulous way to approach that problem, or get a solution to that kind of problem that you've got in terms of trying to look for stuff down there. So that's a great thing to do. I didn't realize it was that you did all these things myself even, and we have a pretty close relationship. We'll continue to work on that into the future, and maybe there's more people who once the border opens, we'll get more people to look for properties down south and go that route. So listen, it's very good of you to visit with us today. I thank you, Joe. I obviously have great respect for what you do, and I want to wish you well for the remainder of this kind of craziness that we're going through. I think you're well attuned with it. You've gone through it already last year, did very well in it. I would expect that you'll do well again this year. So happy mortgaging, as they say. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a great Easter, Frank.
You too. Have a great Easter. Take care, my friend.
Take care. Bye for now.